and another day has dawned here at our rancho. I gotta be honest, I'm feeling pretty average. I've got a bit of a headache and it's just not doing me any good, to be quite frank with you. I look one way and look another way really fast and my hair's just like, nope, you just need to stop. But that's okay, it is what it is in the end. The kids arrived today, which is kind of terrifying, particularly considering that headache I've got, which is why I'm wearing my headphones, which I haven't touched all weekend as of yet. So I've got protection against loud noises, children, and many other things. But I need to go and get some breakfast inside of me, because the only way to get yourself better in terms of an illness is to make sure you feed yourself properly, to make sure that you care for yourself as much as possible, and then you'll be all happy and hunky-dory and all that other stuff. Fun little excursion. Instead of doing what I thought I was going to be doing all afternoon, which was sitting around doing very little because most of what happens doesn't involve me too much, I went to the doctor's or the emergency room or whatever the heck you want to call it, because someone managed to absolutely face plant themselves into the ground, got an egg-sized head lump thing that is just bonkers, and it was fun. Not. I was there for like 2.5 hours, which is just not great because I do not like medical places whatsoever. I don't like being in them because everyone else is sick and I'm sitting there the whole time going, what if I get sick? I hate getting sick. I can't deal with being sick simply because I don't get sick that often, and if I am sick, I'm not used to it, okay? But camp is actually right about to start. We've got about, I think, half an hour before everything is actually beginning, before the kids start arriving, before I actually get to film some decent stuff, unlike what I've been filming this entire time. It's going to be pretty difficult simply because the weather is not the greatest right now, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to put something together that is brilliant, that is masterful, that is just interesting. So without further ado, let's get on with things and have some fun, because honestly, that's the second most important thing that I need to remember while I'm here. The first is that I am here because of God, and I want people to meet Him and learn about Him and grow. So the kids have now arrived at camp. All the pandemonium has begun, to be quite honest with you. I had a good dinner just then, which was quite nice, to be quite frank with you. Normally I don't eat that much at camp, but I actually got something. I got corn chips, which is not much of a meal, but you know, at least it's food. Normally I wouldn't even get corn chips, because normally they're just cheese flavored corn chips, and I don't do cheese whatsoever, so I'm like, oh, thank you, this is the happiest moment in my life. But anyway, enough about corn chips. It's time to get on with our first session with the kids. A little bit of fun, to be quite honest with you. So I'm just gonna stop my jabbering. I don't have a lot to say. I'm not that great at vlogging at the moment, so let's go and have some fun. And we're back again for another day here at Kids Camp at our rancho for spring 2019. And I really think that it's hopefully going to be a good one. You see, it's our first day with the kids actually here. It's the first full day where we have activities, where we have Top Town. It's just going to mean for a really fun time, going to mean for some brilliant things to film, and hopefully going to mean for an entertaining time for me and for you as well, the viewer. To kick things off today, we of course have our first morning session for camp. It's going to be a fun one, fingers crossed, so without further ado, I'm going to stop blabbing and get on with things.
I regret my confession, I shouldn't have spoke, 'cause you didn't feel the same way about me.
First session for the day is now complete. It was pretty darn decent. We've got the speaker in this week, his name's Luke, and the way that he changed the way that he spoke from the way that he spoke to us over the weekend was pretty incredible. It was great. Just was so much more lively. It was based so much more for the kids, but the way that he told the stories, the way that he interacted with them, I mean, he had balloons and made balloon animals, and that was amazing. So, good first session, fantastic. Next up in the list of things is a bit of free time, and then they go into activities rotations, which will mean some filming, lots of walking around for me, and hopefully a good time. I do love activity rotations, honestly. I love being out and about, I love being outside, I love to be able to see all the fun activities, so let's get on with things, is all I can say. I've just finished up having a really nice break. I spent it, 1, eating lunch, which was fantastic because it was chips, and I really like chips. That was amazing. And then 2, I got to have my own little dance party. I do enjoy that, where there's a space to myself, where I can put on my own music, where I'm able to just blast a little bit, because it's just nice to be able to actually hear everything in the music, to actually use the equipment around the camp and go, yeah, I'm having a fantastic time. But now that that time is over, it's time for more activities rotations. There's just the 1 hour, and then again I get another break because it's devotions, and there's not really much you can film or photograph when it comes to that. It's just distracting, and that's one thing that I really never want to do. So I'm going to get on with my work now, so that I make sure I actually get something done, so that I get some footage, so that I can have some fun and I can do my job properly. So there has been an immense change of plans today. So I said that there was going to be a ton on. There still was, there's still sessions, there's still activities, but then we had to call off Top Town simply because the weather today has just been miserable. Like literally, it's the middle of spring and it started to flip and hail. Really? Really? I mean, as much as I love it, I also hate it. But then I love it at the same time. It's a really mixed bag of emotions, okay? Anywho, it's time for session once again. Whoa, I haven't heard that one. Who would have thought? I'm at camp, we have 2 sessions a day, and we're going back to a second session. What fun! So it's super duper late. I've just finished the edit for the video for the kids tomorrow, which means, of course, that I've got to be super duper silent. My day has finally come to a close. Technically, it's tomorrow, so I really need to fin this video here. And honestly, I don't have a lot to say other than it's been a good one. I'm doing alright, to be quite honest with you. It's been fun. I did pretty decent in the video, nothing fantastic. I think I'm pleased with the results. It's always hard to tell because I'm such a picky sod. But enough talking, I need to get some sleep right now because of course I'm exhausted, as always. So enough talking, let's just sleep.